Hello and welcome back to the bench. We are doing some fun stuff today. We're going to be working on our starfighter project here. Any tips, tricks, and things you want to add, be part of this build, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started here. A little coffee, it's still early in the morning. So, this is the box of things I think I'm going to use. And I am going to work on this wing, and this, and this, and this, and I need one of these, and possibly one of these. Where are all my pieces at? Oh, there's one stuck to that. Okay. Actually, we're not going to use the body today. Kind of curious where my other wing went. That's strange. We have a wing down. It's kind of like Black Hawk down, but a wing down. I'm sorry about my arm in front there. That is strange. I did find these for the wing details in the front. Right. I should have found all that stuff before I started here, but here is what I have in mind. I'm just going to peek for that wing again. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, so we got our wing here. I'm going to glue up the engine mount here. Now, this isn't a standard kit, so this is going to glue up with gaps and be something that needs to be fixed. So I have to be prepared for that. And what I did is Hobby Lobby, I went and got some of this nasty tester stuff here. So this should blow it out here. And let me make sure that I'm not touching there. Alright. So let's see here. Yep, should have bought the other stuff. I wanted something thicker, but this just smells awful and it's not very thick. Yeah, this stuff's got everywhere. Alright, well that was a bust. Okay, I'll use it for something else. That's quite annoying. That's actually going to make more work for me. So, alright. So, that's glued on. Alright, let's get some good glue in there. A lot of this gapping and stuff's going to be covered up with details, so I'm not really worried about it. But I want to use some of this new Mr. White putty. I want to try it. I'm always interested in trying new putties. Always. And because I have the door closed, I'm going to put a little bit of exhaust circulation on, because that stuff stinks. Safety first, guys. That to evaporate a little bit quicker. Alright, now for this huge gap, I'm going to use my magic putty here. Now this stuff was a bottle of Plastic Magic from years ago, and what I do is I add the extra thin cement, and then I add scrap pieces of this white styrene. You can add bits of the gray styrene if you want to change the color and whatnot, but I'm adding bits of the white to keep it white so I can see where it is. And I'm just gonna kind of smear it on there. It'll give it a bond, and then I can just clean it up. This is like just basically solvent melting plastic into the joint there. You know, I'm glad I didn't have to build this kit. It was missing pieces when I got it. I'm glad I didn't build it as an aircraft, because I would have been pissed if I had to deal with all those gaps. So, alright, that is that. I wanted to get that glued up, and that'll be on there, and then that will go in there. And you got an engine on a wing. We're going to put a little something special in there to make it look like an engine, and then we're going to do some paneling detail. We're going to put some proton torpedo tubes on the bottom of the wing out here, and show you what that's going to be like. Turn that off. I'm not gluing anything again. Get that out of the way. Now we'll put this up here in the drying spot. Alright, now here's what I plan on doing for the proton torpedo tubes if it works. Just these right here. So these are at the Dollar Tree, and they are yard it's weird. It says 4-yard balloon sticks, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8. Unless they clip together, that makes sense. Okay, so these, I mean, you could do some stuff with those. I mean, it's not a bad, you know, for the Dollar Tree here in America, it's $1.25 now, but I'm hoping that these are the right diameter for what I want to do. So let's check the diameter on it here. Now, what I want to do is check the internal diameter, which is 325. 300. Oh, it's not really round anymore, which is like the downside of this Dollar Tree store stuff. It's not really round, but we can fix that. Yeah, but what I have in this kit right here, stuff falling again. Alright, what I have in here, and I have these little ends of bullets right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. See, it's the little bit of a 1/32 scale tank round. I'm going to get out some more of those right now from the 1/30 scale tank. So I got me a 1/35 scale tank here that I got, and it's missing pieces. Actually, it's missing 2 whole screws. So I am using it for parts for this and many other builds. So there they are. So, get this out here. Alright. We got plenty of these and plenty of little bits and doodads for other things. I moved my tools a little bit and now it's bugging me. These are not my good ones. Those are my good ones. Alright, so I'm going to pop off 3 of these temporarily and see what we can do with those. Alright. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take 3 of these in a bundle form like that. And I want to stick them in here like that. And they fit. I might have to put a little spacer on them. But first, let me clean these up a little bit here. Nice. See if I can get you in here. Okay. You are right there. Alright. Is my head going to get in this? I hope not. I just want to take off this back end here. Take off that back end. That was the knife I was using to cut chipboard and it's dull. I hate that. I'm switching back to scalpels tomorrow. I'm sick of these blades. You guys, a lot of people swear by the X-Acto knife blades. These are machinist quality scalpel blade or X-Acto knife blades. Get them in bulk. A machining company, they're supposed to be really good, and they're just full of nothing but issues. Alright, so if we take this, glue. Let's take this down off the side here. A little bit of a mold seam. Now, this is just the first project in a series of freelance projects that I am going to take on here. So we'll see how we do with this. Now, and I know that, not everything I do is going to be a winner and get sold, but it's not going to deter me or have me give up. So I'm going to start out with a simple, more of a kit bash type style and see how it goes from there. Alright. Now I want to glue these two together here. Get out the glue block. This is a piece of polypropylene. And I will take that. Yep. Alright. A little bit of this in there. And I just want to give it a slight nudge. So, and I will it literally, okay, never mind. I was going to say I literally cleaned up my desk and can't find my tweezers I like. So, put this one on there. We can get it lined up here. A little bit of blue. Bit of pressure, just very lightly pushing it down so it gets a good bond. We'll spin it around and we'll glue this side and we should be good to go to test. I also need to conduct another test here about these pipes. So while that's setting up, we'll move that out of the way. Give you a little zoom out here. Now, I want to see here, let's take a piece of this. Yeah, we're going to continue to use the dull knife too. Wow. Nicely done. Nicely done. Continue to use the dull knife. Wow. Oh, I found it. I think I found it. Alright. Get out of here. Alright, so cut this off here. Let's give it a little bit of sand here. And this little sanding block is, my wife got me this again from the Dollar Tree. It's a 72 block Jenga game, or tumbling tower game, and it's full of basically 72 blocks for sanding. I use this one for drilling with my pin vise. I use them as stops on my saw, on drill press, fixtures, you know. I just got them, so I keep finding uses all the time for them. So let's take a piece of scrap styrene. Work. Is this going to even cut this? Let's find out. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Now I want to take this and I want to see if it bonds. Well, let's see if it bonds with the Tamiya first. Okay. No, none whatsoever. Okay, so the Tamiya doesn't melt it. Let's try this stuff that I got. That's it. Ah, man, it stinks. Interesting, it's made by Rust-Oleum. I didn't know that Tester was part of the Rust-Oleum company. I don't use a lot of Tester products. I think it's like a real high end on the cars. I never really got into do anything with cars. I always like the intricate pieces of like aircraft, boats, ships, things like that. Tanks. Okay, now that could be a winner. Stinks, that could be a winner. Alright, so we got our, I'll call it a proton torpedo pack here. And we're going to see what that looks like in our tube here. Yeah. So we have proton torpedo pack in the tube. And then the tube goes on the wing. Like so. As you can see. And then we have 3 of these going across. So that is that. So that's going to work. So I need to sand that out. But I need to find my other wing first of all. That's like the most important part. And oh, here it is right here. So my other wing. So, you know, it would be like this here on the bottom, on the underside, like this. So flipped it over, it would be facing like this on the underside there. So little proton torpedo tubes. So that's going to work out perfectly. Let's make us a note here of what do we have dimension-wise of these tubes, so I can add them to the sketch. Then we'll check on our little bonded piece from the dollar store. Alright, so I already have the dimensions of the wing here, so I have a tube. It's going to be hard to see, guys. I'm sorry. It's got the 3 protons in there, so it is a outer diameter the fact that this is not round, it really we'll say it's OD, it's 350, and then it's ID, like 325. Five, and how long do we want one of these? So possibly, so if the wing is like this, I want it to at least to be up to there. A little bit hung over the back. So okay, so that looks like that right there, but how bad is that going to be hanging over on these? Okay, so I could try to shorten them and maybe make them smaller than the others. So what do we got here? About 2 inches long. So type long there, but we're going with it. So gonna need times 6 of those. Alright. And then the little proton little torpedoes. I might add some longer stock to this or something, but I don't know. That's what we have for today. So my notes away, and we got that. This is what I plan on using for my landing. It was this, the shield from some Warhammer 40k, the Death Troopers or the Death Squad, or I can't remember, but they got these shields. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. I ground this off here, and then I glued a piece of 10 thou styrene to it, and then I just need to address the bottom of this, but I want to keep the detail here. Like, I want to keep this detail here. You know, I'm going to mill off, I already made a fixture, I'm going to mill off this section in the middle here, and then keep all that, and then it's going to work like that. So it will fold up into the ship like this, and then it'll come down on a hydraulic and sit like that, and then you'd have one like so, and like so under the wings for landing. Might even do them like this for landing. I haven't quite decided, but I need to work on the hydraulics, and for that I taped them together, but I got some 1/8 inch, 3/16 and 1/4 inch tube, and they all fit in each other. So I'm going to see which one works best. Probably the 3/16 and the 1/8. And I could be too big too, I don't know. This could all be far too big, so. Alright, so we'll get ourselves an 1/8 out. I have to keep these together because if they go in my standard styrene bin, I'll never know what sizes they are. I'll be looking for hours. So these should fit. Yes, they do. So now we get a mount on there like that, and then in the ship, and then goes up, comes back down. Goes up, comes down. So that's kind of like what I want to do. Whether or not I make them working, I'm not sure. Not sure how I'm going to do this exactly. But that's the goal. I got this. I've been needing this. I'm not able to leave the house very often. Due to, my issues. So I had to take my son to a test yesterday for school, and there was a Hobby Lobby right next door to the testing site, and I was like, alright, let's just do this. I was able to last like 10 minutes, then I had to get out of there. But it was long enough for me to find the stuff for the hydraulics, which I've been needing, and normally I send my wife out for everything, which thank goodness for her. And sometimes she doesn't have the same vision as I have for what I need, or I don't describe what I need in an appropriate vision that leads her to buying something. So certain specific things, like I need tubes to fit in each other, I was glad I was able to get it myself. So so that's that. Well, that's going to wrap up this little session update of what's going on. So that's what this is going to be. I'm going to work a little bit off camera. I also have a different scratch built design that I'm doing concept work for, and then I got this kit bash one that I'm working on the bench, and then when I have more done on the concept, I'm having a scale issue on the concept art. I showed you on the green paper in my last video the ship, the J-E-Ni-143. It's going to be a completely scratch built ship. But I'm having an issue getting it to scale. So my drawings didn't scale properly, and then when I attempted to make it in the scale I wanted, it turned out it turned out too small. So this is supposedly the nose section of the ship, and it is far too small. And I'll show you what I mean by that. This was the nose section of the ship of the fail, and it's bigger than the one that was done correctly. So yeah, something happened in translation. So yeah, and also I don't like, after seeing this as what I'm looking for, I'm not going to go with this. I'm going to go with the front like this, but what my issue was is I wasn't going to get a ship that fits on my bench that with this style front on it. So what I did was, say I had this here, I brought this back to about here, then I bring this up to about here, and then I put the cockpit here. I got a special design cockpit here. cockpit, and then this is raised back here, and it's got more of a taper up front, and then this back section that I have back here with the larger wings at an angle is mainly going to be cargo storage, and then this is going to be in like slight living quarters, so it's going to be a separate section, and there's going to be a section in the middle here that connects to the two ships. And actually I plan on making it hopefully that this section can detach from the rest of the ship, and it's going to have these, you know, these wing pieces on it on the front here, about spaced like that. I'm going to cut the tips off, put some guns in there, and some thrusters and things, so it could, you know, pop off there like that. So that's the goal of the completely built from scratch to concept ship. So, but I need to work on the scale, because what I come out with, the materials are the wrong scale, and the cockpit that I intend to build will be the wrong scale. All the seats and the gizmos and doodads in there will be too small for the size of the ship. So I need to fix that. Or they'll be too big for the size of the ship. I don't know. I have issues with scale. So I'm gonna call it right here, guys, and I hope everyone has themselves one fantastic day. Thank you all so much.